Hello, art people. Welcome to day 3 of a new lesson. Our objectives are right over here. I am integrating. What do we think integrating might mean? I'm integrating a background into my punctuation family composition. Integrating just means putting things together. So if you're baking cookies, you're going to incorporate or integrate the sugar and the oil and the flour and the egg and all the things. So if we're integrating a background, that means we're adding a background to our picture into your punctuation family composition. Now, what is a composition? A composition is just a piece of artwork because composition just means where all the items in your artwork are, how big they are, how they relate to one another. That's the composition, how everything's working together. So, basically, just a piece of artwork. So that I can apply art vocabulary when describing choices I'm making while I work. So, while you're working, you're going to be what? You're going to be telling the people at your table what you're doing. And what types of words are you going to try to use? Not only will you try to use them, you'll succeed at using them. Yeah, art vocabulary. Yes. What are some art vocabulary words you could use? Yeah, sketching, watercolor. What is this called where the sky runs into the ground? It's called the horizon line. Yeah, you could use that word. What is it called when something's in the very front of the picture and really big? Yeah, it's the foreground. What about in the middle? Middle ground. What about in the back? Background. So you could use those words too. I'll know I've got it when I've utilized, which just means used, two or more art vocabulary words such as horizon line, sketching, watercolor, etc., to talk about the choices I'm making while I work. For example, I'm adding another layer of watercolor to my horizon line. So make sure that you guys do that, okay? Okay, we're going to pause it here and watch a little video to help us remember all the different punctuations. It's just a quick little song. Okay, great. Now that we have watched that video, we're going to go ahead and get started. So there's two different things you might be doing from the get-go today. Number one, if you still have white spots like I do on this one, you are going to actually get to do some more watercoloring today because we want to fill up all the white spots with our watercolor, unless it's like a cloud or something like that, of course. But if you have it all, or snow caps are another thing that you might leave white. But if your painting is all the way painted already, then you're actually going to be using crayons to outline because sometimes when we watercolor, it all starts to look the same and you can't really tell your subject from your background. And our punctuation might be disappearing a little bit into the background. And we want it to really pop out. We want people to look at this and say, oh, this is about punctuation. So, for those of us who have already finished painting all of it, we're actually going to outline. What do you guys think outline might mean? Do you guys think it might mean drawing over your lines? Yeah, you might think of it as tracing too. You're just going on top of your lines. Remember when you guys were younger and you were learning how to write letters? And so you would get a worksheet and the letter was in dots and you would go over the dots and trace it? It's kind of like that. So watch how I do this. Wow, you can really see the mountain now, can't you? Okay, let's do it to this. You can see my commas so much better, can't you? Okay, great. So, number 1, if you are not done painting everything, you will watercolor. If you are done painting everything, you're going to outline with crayons. So, kitty cats. If everybody at your table is done painting, then you don't need to get the watercolor. But kitty cats, if somebody needs to paint, then you can get the watercolor. Same with you, puppy dogs. If everybody at your table is done painting, then you don't need to get the brushes and water. But if somebody needs to paint still, you can get the brushes and water. Okay. And kitty cats, if everybody is still painting and nobody's ready for outlining, you don't need to get the crayons yet. But if there's people at your table who have already painted and are ready for the crayons so that they can outline, you can get the crayons out. Now, guys, I think it looks really good if you outline in black. I tried outlining in purple and green, and those still look nice because they're darker colors. But if you outline in a light color like a yellow, it's probably not going to work very well. So that's just some advice from me. Okay, let's go ahead and get to it. All right, everybody freeze. Have you told your art partner or your neighbor or the people at your table what you're doing? Have you used art vocabulary? Okay, well, go ahead and use some art vocabulary to tell your neighbor what you're doing. I'll tell you guys what I'm doing. I am going over my horizon line with the crayon so that you can see it better. Now it's your turn. What are you doing? Good. Did you use art vocabulary? Remember, you can use words like background, middle ground, foreground, watercolor, painting, brush, paintbrushes, color. Okay, you guys, that's it for me. I'll pause it here and let you guys catch up. You have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.